Yes. There's Siki vs Turbo. Now we're doing Turbo vs Dappur to finish off the series. We had Dappur vs Siki, then Turbo vs Siki, finishing it off with Turbo vs Dappur. And just as a note, Siki, make sure you press the ready button as soon as it happens, so we're not waiting. Turbo's in Sweden. Interesting. Don't think that's true, because Swedish players have much higher ping than that normally. Who won? Siki lost both of them 3-0. But it was much closer against Dappur once they went onto OCE servers. TurboPolsa already has the aggression right now. Dappur driving right past the ball. Ends up getting it through. Turbo almost puts it in his own net, but dangerous challenge. It just pays off that time as he gets boost and a ball. Siki, you're bad, yeah. Looks like Siki needs to put in a lot of practice. He's so strong in OCE, but again, the OCE scene in 1v1 not quite as strong because it's not had many 1v1 tournaments. So there's not a lot of interest there in 1v1 play. Solid shot by TurboPolsa, just getting it behind Dappur, but Dappur now gets the runaway. First goal for him, taking the lead in this series. Dappur going for the scrub killer kickoff, getting around the ball, hitting it the other way through. Manages to ever so slightly win, but solid play by Turbo to counteract that. Good challenge by Turbo, coming out nice and quick. Catching Dappur slightly off guard as he wasn't in the view behind that ball. He didn't know that Turbo was coming in right at that point. A bad touch by Dappur against the wall, and that is TurboPolsa. A free shot for him to tie up the series 1 apiece. So 1 apiece in this series, 1-1. The first match is going to be a big one, and we have to remember that TurboPolsa is 50 ping above Dappur, and what a demo coming out. Absolutely freeing up the net. And rude by Dappur, but that is going to put him in the lead. Doesn't matter what you do as long as you get the goal. TurboPolsa working that kickoff in Dappur's favour, because Dappur is doing the scrub killer kickoff. Meanwhile, Turbo going on the same side as Dappur, which pushes it behind him. And right now, Dappur is running away a little bit with this game at the start. Savage bump, says Science Guy. Yeah, incredibly savage. TurboPolsa in the corner. Dappur is going aggressive in the corner. A bit of an interesting play. TurboPolsa does get it across, but now Dappur has all the boost. Doesn't expect that Turbo has that much, but he had enough to be able to get that ball over the top of him. What a shot by him, and Dappur caught a little bit off guard. And there goes my webcam a little bit. Seems to be mostly fine. But I accidentally hit the cord that is behind it. I haven't taped down the cords yet, so I'm still moving my desk around a little bit so I have the best setup. Demo coming from Turbo, a little bit of revenge. Not fast enough to actually get the demo itself, but a bump is enough to at least give him the ball. But he's going to back off, let Dappur go in. Kind of expecting a challenge coming in from Turbo a lot sooner. Considering his playstyle, but ends up waiting and getting a good save for not the greatest shot though. Turbo running away with this ball. Dappur is going to get back in time. TurboPolsa going for the demo. But Dappur recognizing it well enough. Turbo, of course, coming from right in front of him. So very easy to see that coming. And if Dappur didn't jump in time, I would have been very surprised, but you never know on this higher ping whether someone is going to react. Oh, the bumps again coming out. Both players getting very physical in this match. And it's paying off well for both of them. Causing a lot of issues whenever it happens. Turbo, I'm very surprised by that play. He didn't even threaten to go up the wall and hit that ball. So Dappur knew that he wasn't spent his entire time waiting for it to hit the ground. TurboPolsa completely backing off despite Dappur being unable to make a play on it so quickly. Dappur does take all the boost. He's going to force Turbo to play a little bit more defensively. Goes to the 50-50. May not be in the best move, and Turbo gives up on this one. Dappur, 2 goals in the lead now, and Turbo needs to make this comeback. Seems a lot of people left based off the restart of the stream. Still 17 people in chat, but only 9 people watching. I don't know how those stats work. And Dappur, again, this is what he's so good at, just getting it on his roof. And importantly, getting the flick into an area that just at the top. A little bit of delay on the flick, air rolling ever so slightly into it. Making sure it doesn't go too high, but always above TurboPolsa, and really hard to save on high ping. Wasted. Hi Jules, how's it going? Yeah, very consistent filthy flicks. As JV said, just managing to beat everyone out with that one move. So good on him. Dappur hits the ceiling this time, but that was his downfall in the end. If he hit that straight out instead of into the ceiling, it would have gone well back into TurboPolsa's half and over his head. But because he hit the ceiling, it went straight down in front of Turbo, allowing the free net. Turbo still only 2 goals behind. With 20 seconds left to go, he could make the comeback in this first game. Gets the flick above TurboPolsa, but TurboPolsa getting up nice and quick. The bump and the boost steal. Dappur just wasting TurboPolsa's time right now, making sure he can't get these 2 goals. So taking this quite seriously. And one last goal for Dappur coming out, leaving it to 6-3. I'm just going to immediately update the score right now. So Dappur takes this first game reasonably convincingly. 6-3, possibility for a kickoff goal for Turbo, but very unlikely. Usually he wants 2 seconds. Goes for a quick kickoff, puts it over to the side, and that is the first game to Dappur, who looking strong to take out the day, essentially. The championship. Good server. We might want to remake TurboPolsa. Did say 438 ball touches. So Dappur very good at handling, fondling that ball all over the pitch, getting a lot of filthy touches. And I don't know right now if TurboPolsa is consenting, but he doesn't matter either way. Dappur's doing it to him, and Turbo has to bring it back in this second match. Again, Turbo 50 ping higher than Dappur. Might be the difference in a close series. Another dirty demo from TurboPolsa. He's going to waste a little bit of time. Interesting play to waste time right at the start of the match, but it is at least a little bit of a tilt factor for Dappur. 50-50 off the kickoff, goes in the way of Dappur, who gets the boost and the ball, but because he went forward for that boost, he doesn't actually get the ball. So, a bit of a misplay. He could have just waited with the ball, prevented TurboPolsa going in, and ended with both the boost and the ball, but instead he rushed forward for the boost, allowing Turbo to get that ball, and hits the top bar. Rare miss, I should say. I'm getting a little tired here. I have been streaming for 5 hours now. A rare miss coming from Dappur. 4.5 actually. Who usually gets it into the top of net there. Midfield play. TurboPolsa is going to run across the boost. Not going to put any ball pressure on, and Dappur again with that little flick. Never too high on them. And it was just the play here, waiting for TurboPolsa to make a move, and then flicking him. Getting the height very quickly. Bringing the game to a tie. Dappur has the kickoff right now. Open net, and he is going to get that kickoff goal. Well played by him. TurboPolsa not able to get back in time. So Dappur already taking the lead in both the series and the game. looking strong. And again, he is the #1 ranked 1v1 player right now. So TurboPolsa moving that forward. Just letting Dappur have his way with the ball so far. Dappur, great patience from him in the air. I think Turbo was expecting a touch coming out a little bit earlier. He ends up just making sure he follows the ball. Patient on the shot so he can get the touch at the last moment as soon as he knows what TurboPolsa is doing. 50-50 does go in favour of Turbo, but he thinks that he can get the open net. Dappur was waiting for it. He needed to do a little bit more of that than that. A little bit of flick or anything to get it past him, but he does get the challenge. Misses the boost. It's a big issue for him, because that was the difference between him having full boost and Dappur having very low. But not able to get up in time to save that against the crossbar like he was hoping. So that entire play there was just because he missed that boost, which was required for him to both get the goal and starve Dappur of his own boost. So now Dappur has a commanding lead in this game, looking to take this out convincingly without dropping a single game over the day. Oh, good touch by Turbo, but not strong enough to get it past Dappur. He needed to make that touch because the ball wasn't bouncing and the ball was directly in front of him, so not many options of what he could do. Not a good enough touch, and Dappur is running away. Turbo just absolutely stands still, but Dappur isn't going to waste his time, which he should be doing in these cases, but I've been noticing that Dappur doesn't look a lot behind him to see what TurboPolsa is doing. Instead, opting to make sure that he has the best control over the ball, almost pushing that through. TurboPolsa still has plenty of chance for a comeback. D-Nang just traded Dapp some wheels, using those D-Nap, those Dapp wheels. Pushing it forward, Dappur does hit the corner. He's got an open net. Again, doesn't look behind him because TurboPolsa just standing still. And 6-1 right now for Dappur, looking commanding in this second game, where in comparison to the first game where Turbo was definitely getting a lot of pressure, mostly off of demos too, which we haven't really seen this series. Great dunk coming out from Turbo, and he should get a goal from that. He does, putting it in the middle of the net. Comeback is real. Turbo yelling easy, considering he got a random high ping dunk into that net and is far behind. Cheeky man. Ooh, good challenge from TurboPolsa. He's been doing that a lot, getting up high nice and quickly in an area where he knows that Dappur can only hit the ball forward, so it's much easier to predict. Dappur is going to leave the ball and an open net, but Turbo misses it. He just rage quits just for a little second there. The old temper tantrum in the middle of pitch when you miss a ball and you're just like, oh no. So Dappur gets the delayed flick straight in net. TurboPolsa just too far to the side, not in a position where he can do anything for it as he goes for boost instead. But it was a bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. And TurboPolsa, I'm done with 1v1 for a year now. A high pressure game. $2 on the line for these ones. Dappur already going in the lead, puts it over to the side. TurboPolsa gets the demo though. And this is what we saw earlier from him, a demo into a goal. Dappur patient, waiting at that back post. And another demo coming out from Turbo. This is where his success is coming from, so he's moving back to that. But he needs to make 5 goals. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, especially against Dappur, who's fairly solid in defense. Oh, and Dappur just leaves the ball there. Don't know what he was expecting, and I've watched this again. He moves forward, expecting that to bounce forward, I guess, off the corner. TurboPolsa making him watch it as well. Great play by him to try and tilt out Dappur, possibly. Can't lose to somebody who doesn't even play in league play. So a bit savage coming out from TurboPolsa. You know, from Oh My Dog, who has lost to some kind of poo teams, but also beat Northern Gaming recently. So it looks like he will make it to that top 6, but we don't know how long he's going to be in league play. So he might have to eat his words in future. For now, Dappur coming back angrily and putting that shot on net. Name as Dills. Yep, yum. Okay. Interesting chat going on right now. Feels bad, man. Yeah, Dappur. A bit unfortunate for them, because I think if they made league play, they were definitely a very high chance of making LAN. You know, between... Oh, and the ground pinch from TurboPolsa. That was absolutely sexy and dirty at the same time. Fake out coming out, and then this ground pinch just squeezing it through. Summiters in league play. So yeah, Summit are basically already out. Already out. They made it pretty well. They made it to the top 8, which was more than we were expecting, to be honest. But right now they're not making it into top 6. Almost guaranteed. They need to beat both Flipside and Northern Gaming to make it through. But that is the series. Dappur taking the best of 3. 2-0